Alright, welcome back to Adobe Muse CC. In this tutorial we're going to cover creating our site navigation. In the previous tutorial we created actual links to outside sites, and we created anchor links to basically snap us down to an area. But next we're going to cover how to create a site navigation. Now we want to do that in the master page here, so make sure you double click on that to activate it. And the reason why we want to do it on the master page is because we want the navigation to be consistent throughout the entire site. So basically where you're going to find this is in the Widgets library. If you click on that, you'll find there's a whole series of widgets here. And we have anywhere from buttons to compositions, forms, menus, panels, slideshows, and social. Each of these you can twirl open to kind of see, where are the options here. And the one we're going to work with right now is the menus. We'll go through several of these widgets later on. So you have the option of horizontal or vertical, and it gives you a little preview up here of what it's going to look like. I'm going to drag out the horizontal. It really doesn't matter which one, because once you drag it out, you can kind of choose either one. I'm going to collapse this library here. Now once you drag it out, you can place it wherever you want, and then you can click on the little blue circle with the arrow, and that brings up the options here. So we're going to go through these options here one at a time. So the first menu option, it says top level pages, all pages are manual. So the top level pages are basically the pages of your site. So if we go out to the site here, we have the home, about, portfolio, and contact. Okay, so if we have other pages underneath, meaning basically child pages, you could choose the all pages category, but we don't have any. And then manual would basically be adding your own menu here. So I could add my own name here of whatever I want. So if I wanted to work with social media sites, I could do that by just clicking in here and call it, Facebook or, Twitter. And if I want additional ones, just click on the little plus and it will add additional ones in here. But again, I want to click in here and switch to the top level pages. So other options here is the directional. So we have, again, horizontal or vertical, which we can choose right there on the fly. The uniform size or uniform spacing has to do with the actual typeface itself. So you can see here the spacing basically allows you to go by the actual word rather than the individual buttons themselves. Where if we go back to uniform size, it's uniform in each of these button sizes. Now it looks like it's shrunk a little bit, but all you gotta do is click on it and drag out, and essentially you can see now they're still uniform. Click on that little menu option there. You can show left icon. If there's a little icon you can incorporate into the design, we're not going to have that. You can turn on and off the labels. If you don't want the labels to actually be revealed, you can do that. And under show right icon, you have the option of, if you do show it, basically having an on, off, or submenus only on there. Finally, we have the parts positioning, which is how do we center the text, or do we want it top aligned, which would snap it up higher like that. I don't know exactly why you'd want that, but maybe we make these a different size and then you want that to be top aligned. So I can click in here and adjust the sizing, and maybe I wanted something like that, but I really don't want that. So I'm going to click in here. Go to, again, the top center aligned is the option I want. The other ones are if you're doing a vertical, alignment issue. But those are basically all your options here. So we're going to go into styling this and in another tutorial. But right now I just wanted you to see how to work with it and set it up. Now you can see as I drag up that we're actually underneath things. So we want to make sure we're on the right layer here. And you can see we're in the main content. So we want to drag it up to the header area, which for some reason it doesn't want us to allow us to go in there. So let's see what's going on here. If we drag up, it still doesn't want us to go up, which is very curious. Why is that header on there? The only thing I can think of is that the header is not on this layer, but it is, huh? That is curious. Let's this is kind of buggy here. Typically you're able to just drag up and drag it up to the next level, and it looks like it did there. It just I don't know why it was giving me the little Ghostbuster symbol. So if that happens, just realize you can kind of play around with it. Now I can line this up wherever I want on here. for the menu. And again, I can increase the size. If I want it to be a little bit bigger, I can stretch it out and adjust the size this way too. So I'm going to kind of line these up here, and I want them to be kind of centered in here. So I got that blue line. So I have all my smart guides here to kind of tell me, hey, you got this lined up perfect now. So this looks pretty good. And again, in the next tutorial, we'll go over styling this, but for right now, we just want to try it out. So let's try this out. So we're going to basically click on the preview button and see how this works. So as we hover, we get a hover state. And again, we're going to go over this later on, but basically as I click on the About page, it'll send me to the About, which there we are. And then we click on Portfolio, it's going to send us to the Portfolio page, and Contact, it's going to send us to the Contact page. Now there's no content on either of these two, but do realize it is sending us to those different pages, and then back to the Home, and then finally back to About. So we have our buttons ready to go. In the next tutorial, we'll go over styling of our site navigation. Until then, see you soon in Adobe Muse CC.